Good morning, everybody. As it is a tradition in ISU, we would like a first opening of this session. I would like to join me in welcoming the graduating class of MSS16, which are nicely lined out outside, and I think Pavey will bring them. No, there they are. There they are. So these are our graduates of this year. Just to inform, because some people have already asked me how many people are graduating, and so to reassure you, some are here, some are not here, but some companies are asking longer internships. That means that some of the people of this class will only graduate in December, so the class is well complete but not fully complete. So there are more people graduating than you see here because we have a second session. That just as a clarification. Now, dear guests, dear class MSS16 on this part, and dear class MSS17 after that. I also see with pleasure that there are some family and some other friends accompanied you. I also see many familiar faces from the ISU family and friends. Well, all welcome at this ceremony. As every year, it's a little bit the same picture if I stand here. I see a group of happy faces because they made it, and you see the smiles on the first 5-6 rows, and then if you look a little bit up, yeah, you see another 4, 5, 6 rows looking very jealous. Every year the same story, but years go fast. I think if I would ask to our graduating people on the class here, how long is it ago that you were sitting in the back of the room? I think in your feeling you would say it looks like a few weeks ago. I don't know if you have. I have also the same feeling that was a few weeks ago that you presented yourself, and in fact it's 12 months. So that's already a comfort for the new class. It will be very intense here, but due to the fact that the year is so intense, it also passes relatively fast. That is the. So don't worry, very soon you will be sitting here and you will also smile. This year is a very important year for ISU. The first thing is that we should not forget to mention is that during this year ISU will exist 30 years. That is something that we are still looking at how we're going to make an event around that. It's 30 years, not in Strasbourg, but 30 years in total. And we had a first agreement, which I will talk about a little bit later, thanks to, and I'm very happy that this year, thanks to Madame Trautmann, who was the mayor of Strasbourg. And that agreement was expiring, so we agreed together to make a new agreement for the next 15 years. That is rather important because that would allow us, if I may use a very popular term now, to think about ISU 4.0. Everybody uses 4.0, so why should we not use 4.0? And there is a certain reason for that. So we are more and more seeing, I looked at the statistics last year of MSS15. MSS15 is the class before you. And what I noticed is that as every year, a number of you will continue studies. I saw it was something like 15% were continuing studies. But there is a certain trend whereby part of you will go to the established agencies, to the established companies, which are very well presented here. I will present the representatives afterwards when they speak. But more and more are going into something what we call new space. New space is this entrepreneurial space whereby space assets, which are placed there by the agencies, by ESA, NASA, are used by small companies to have a certain product. And that is something which we would like to facilitate. That's why we also, with the help of Professor Welsh, have created, and Professor Favier, have created a second year in the master, whereby a student can continue to be here. And we want to go one step further. We also want to help these students maybe as a startup. I will not use the word incubator immediately, but it's what we're thinking about. And I can maybe illustrate that best with something which I think we can call a success story. 4 years ago in the group here were 3 students sitting who had an idea that they worked out during the year that they were at ISU. Afterwards they continued to work on that idea. They found very quick, they were lucky. That's the luck you have to have in life. They found a business angel, and that's something that is not easy to find. Business angel financed them. They changed a little bit their business plan after talking, and then they found an enormous gap in the market, which I also didn't realize, namely that most of the owners of ships, once the ships are relatively far away from the coast, do not exactly know where their ships are. So they said, okay, that must be a gap in the market. So they started to use all sorts of signals which they overlaid in order to do this tracking of ships. Now they realize that with the existing means, it's a little bit, they would never get the accuracy that they want, or the response time. And at the moment they have started to make their own satellites, small satellites, CubeSats, but they think that if they have 120 satellites in space, they will be able to very accurately track ships. On top of it, with the 120 satellites, they will have so many data that they will probably also be able to do better weather predictions, in particular over the seas with storms and so on. Now, that's an example. And that's an example. They have a company now, they have offices in Glasgow, offices in Singapore, offices in San Francisco, and then we're wondering ourselves, this we could also do in Strasbourg. Why do we have to send our students outside while we have the big infrastructure here? And that's what we're working on together, as I said, with Madame Troutman, and that's the big change you will see this year. There is, before I hand over to Professor Welsh to call up the students, there is also one change this year, very important also for us symbolically, and that is that we have, from the 1st of September, we have a new Vice Chancellor in ISU, and we're extremely pleased, also from a gender point of view, to have Professor Ehrenfreund as, with us. So she will accompany me in congratulating you when you receive your diploma from Chris Welsh. So by that I would like to hand over to Professor Welsh to call up the MSS16 class graduating. Professor Welsh?
Vice Chancellor Ehrenfreund, Professor Peters, faculty, ISU staff, distinguished guests, members of the ISU family, Board of Trustees members, alumni, friends, graduates, students. It gives me a very distinct pleasure to introduce to you the graduating class of MSS16. As President Peters has said, we have a number of people graduating here today. We have 25 people graduating from the MSS, and another 3 who are graduating in absentia, so they won't be here, but we will read out their names. We have 9 students who will come down to the front because they're on their extended internships, but they're here today and we wish to acknowledge them. and to give them the opportunity for their moment in the spotlight. And then we will conclude with 2 MSc with thesis students who are graduating today. So let us start. If I could invite MSS16 to queue. I think they're going to queue down this way. And you're going to come down here, Adrian Babis. So, congratulations. There's your ISU man. Thank you very much. Yes, so you see the drill. You stand behind, you hold the certificate, you get the photo. Okay. Vadim Alexandru Bartos. Joseph Christensen. Carlos and trainer Utrilla, who is also, don't clap too soon, because I haven't finished, who is also the winner of the Association of Space Explorers Europe Prize for the student with the best individual project related to human spaceflight. So, congratulations. Okay, Maz Hellegaard. Congratulations, Maz. Huang Lei. Sema Hussein. And MSc cum laude, Paul Iliffe. William Jones. Kamalanathan Kaspar. Adam King. Liu Hang. Abhilesh Medapali. Marta Rocha Rodriguez de Oliveira. MSc cum laude, David Rodriguez Martinez. Martina Rusitano Lanza. Congratulations, Martina. Vina Shavanka. Congratulations, Vina. Well done. Shenjun. The winner of the Initiative for Interstellar Studies Prize for the student with the best interstellar related individual project, and also the winner of the Hypatia Prize for the student with the best individual project bridging conceptual research with technology design and implementation in space, Ruslan Skomorov. Anushri Soni. You've already got one, haven't you? Yes. See, I should explain. I'm giving badges here, but some of the students have already completed our summer program and therefore already have their badge. So I have to remember not to give them a second one. Yeah. Jonathan Stimmer. Siam Surijal. Wang Ming. Xu Ye. Congratulations, very well done. Zhang Wenbin. I'm now going to announce the names of the 3 students who are graduating in absentia. These are Daphne de Jong, Marcy Frio, and Risku Hedima. We now come to those students who are not graduating today, so I'm afraid you won't be getting the pin today. You'll have to wait. You still have to finish the internship, all that. But who nevertheless are here, and we wish to acknowledge their effort and to give them an opportunity for their moment in the spotlight as well. So Agrawal Gagan. Shireen Bashir Ahmed. Congratulations to you. Julien Bernard. Congratulations, Julien. Very good. Misal Chagas. And the winner of the Manx Precision Optics Prize for the student with the highest grade in their individual project, Stanley Cather. Alexandra Martinussen Vikna. Mohammed Pir Mohammed. Ola Punch. Congratulations, Ola. Peter Toro. We now come to the two students who have completed thesis projects this year, while at the same time, I should say, working as our teaching associates for the class that has just graduated. The first of these, for a thesis entitled Design, Development and Integration of Mars 1 Experiment for the International Space Station, which was supervised by Professor Jean-Jacques Favier and supported by the Eurométropole de Strasbourg and Airbus Defence and Space Friedrichshafen, MSc with thesis cum laude, Yadvendra Singh Dhillon. And secondly, for a thesis project entitled Assessment of High Altitude and Long Endurance Platforms for Operations in a Commercial Environment, supervised by Dr. Barnaby Osborne and supported by SES Luxembourg, Juan Esteban Gramajo Gonzalez, MSc with thesis. Vice-Chancellor, President, assembled guests, that concludes the presentation of awards. It's now my privilege to introduce to you the two MSS 2016 class representatives, Huang Lei from China and Jonathan Simmer from USA.
Test your microphone. Thank you, Sema. Thank you, Sema. Yeah. Okay. Copyright by Sema. Okay. Good morning, faculty, students, and our most honored guests. Those of us joining us here at ISU today, and those watching from around the world. I'm Lei from China, and I'm John from the U.S. And you are about to see the U.S. and China cooperate in space. Okay, guys, so the first thing I want to say is that everything you're about to see here today is both precise and accurate.
Yeah, I got it.
If you get my meaning.
Yeah, of course.
And the second thing I want to say is that today I have two distinct honors. Now, one is being asked to do this on behalf of my class, MSS16. And the other one is being asked to do it with Lei Huang, my good friend. You know, it's funny because my first assignment here at ISU was actually with Lei. And I kind of feel that my journey at ISU come full circle, that it's only right to be doing it again with Lei.
Wow. Thank you, Jonathan. That's so kind of you. Yeah, I still remember that we have a terrific rock and roll team with Paul, French Paul, and
Yeah.
Vina, Stan, and Nagesh.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. We learned building rules for the team. I learned how to build a good team. I still remember that you was most best coordinator I've ever seen indeed. Yeah.
Oh, Lei, stop. I mean, continue,
Okay.
but stop.
Okay, okay. And I was monitor evaluator for the team to make sure we could win. And finally we won the second place.
Hey, buddy, that rocket wouldn't have flown without you.
Yeah, you make a good point.
Of course I do.
Yeah.
So, let's start. Shall we?
Yeah, the show must go on.
Let's do it.
Wow. Here we go. Yeah. So now it's learning outcomes. Guys, in the true spirit of ISU, we have to include learning outcomes for the lecture to be complete.
Now, the first one, of course, being why MSS16 is so awesome.
And the second, how to survive ISU.
And why ISU may become the best experience of your life.
Yeah. And here they are, MSS16 ISU family.
Come on, everybody, give these people a round of applause. This is an international, intercultural, interdisciplinary family.
And more.
It's not over yet, everybody. Keep going.
And now the mission control behind masters, staff of ISU, and the professors.
Keep going. Okay, so I think, you know, we've all taken a lot from this year, and I think the first people we got to thank is our professors. So first, a special thanks to Dr. Peters for always having your door open, being there to listen, teaching us how important it is to put the numbers and everything, and of course, how to write a good business plan.
Yeah. And the Professor Wells, thank you for being there to listen and for giving us some fantastic lectures, and we appreciate it. Yeah. And you remind us that in life, yeah. I mean, you must be on time, or the rocket ship will leave without you.
And to Dr. Hill, a very special thanks for being a fantastic professor. And as a astrobiology team SEDNA member myself, I can say thank you for pushing us to the edges of both precision and accuracy.
Yeah.
And of course, not letting us settle for anything less than our best. So thank you.
Okay. Thank you. And also special thanks to Professor Osborne. Thank you for teaching us Earth observation and system engineering. That's so hard. And being there for Team Lunar Hazel as an advisor. Thank you.
All right. So, I mean, Danielle, maybe it's because you yourself were an MSS student once, but we all find you so easy to relate to, and you have all of our respect. So thank you for always being there to understand our experience. Thank you.
And also special thanks to Professor Zervers. Thank you for being a fantastic advisor and friend. And thanks to you, we all understand the importance of the economy of space.
Okay, guys, I think we all here can agree, right? How cool is it that we got to learn human performance in space from one of the greatest human beings to ever perform in space? So, thank you, Professor Favier, for being there to listen, to enjoy, teach us about the finer points of French goat cheese. The picadon.
Yeah.
And of course, teaching us about your experience at the edge of space. So thank you.
And thank you, Professor Damon. In addition to playing saxophone like a pro, you have always been easy to talk to. And although you came later in the year, you have been a fantastic professor and a friend of all of us.
Thank you. Now there's one more professor who in truth needs no introduction. Professor Nikolai Talarenko, who let's say thanks to an educator, a friend, a mentor, and someone who we were all truly fortunate to have known.
Yeah. We all respect him. So what's more, ISU opened a lot of doors for us, the doors that we might not even have the chance to go through it, if not for ISU. We have had a chance, a lot of professional visits. Do you remember that?
Of course I do.
ISA, ISOC, Ring Creator, and what more?
DLR.
Yes, of course, you got it. Yeah. Good memory. Yeah.
And then of course the trip to Moscow, where we got to go behind the scenes and learn about how Russia sends people into space.
Yeah. And John, you know, there comes a special time for every student in the ISU when they need to choose their team project. Yeah.
Memories.
Okay. And the team project will take more of your life than you want to give.
And you'll never get it back.
Okay, I can't agree with you more. Take a hand.
But you know what? You guys all did a great job. So I think that, and a job well done. So a special congratulations to TP's Lunar Hathor and TP Sedna for a fantastic job on your team project. For coming together and putting together something great. Thank you. Good job, everybody.
Okay, I just say something to MSS17. You are so lucky because ISU is a paradise. Starting here, there you can broaden your vision, learn everything related to space, and even know how to start your future career in the space industry. And you might even find your true love here. How many couples?
We know they're up there. Yeah. Here we go.
So good memory. Yeah.
But it's not always a paradise. So work hard and be diligent. These are people being diligent. Yeah. Okay. Ah, yes, here we come. So, actually, believe it or not, we're actually running out of time. So, you know, I was thinking about putting a quote in this speech, and I thought about this pretty hard, right? Yeah. And you know, at the beginning of this, I kind of said that ISU is like a journey, right?
Yeah, a journey.
A journey. So, if we're talking about the journey, then we've got to go to the famous Japanese poet and philosopher, Matsuo Basho. And I think he has a perfect quote to sum up the journey. And it goes, every day is a journey, and the journey itself is home. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who's involved in MSS16 for helping us to make the journey home. And I love you guys all. And I miss you all so much over the summer. And it's really been great knowing you, and I'm so looking forward to going together. And if I was ever put on a spaceship and I was being launched in the great unknown, I know exactly where I'd go to find the people to take with me. So thank you.
Yeah. Okay, for me, I feel so happy today because of you, my dear friend in MSS16. I miss you all during the whole internship time and hope we could meet each other again. And now it has come true. Well, I feel such sorrow today as well because we have to be apart from now. May you be successful and take care.
All right. And so I'd just like to impart one more final message to our incoming class. You know, I had the pleasure of meeting many of you already, and I can see that you guys are becoming very close friends very fast. And if you do this experience that we call ISU right, you're going to leave here as a family. And on that note, Leah, I think, didn't Dr. Welch send you a message this morning he wanted you to include?
Really?
It's in your phone, yeah, check.
I don't know that. I will check. Oh. Okay, let's find it.
It's right there, yeah.
It's right there from Professor Welch. Yeah. When you leave, do not ask what ISU can give you, and ask what you can give to ISU. Yeah. I know some of you will become millionaires soon in space industry. Then don't forget us, because we are family. And please donate money to ISU. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do you like it? Thank you. Thank you very much. Nice.
So thank you very much. I normally am encouraging our alumni to find a job in the space sector. In your case, I'm not so sure anymore. I think you have a career in front of you in the entertainment sector, which is maybe better paying than in the space sector. Anyway, thank you for the kind words. With this, I already mentioned it before. I have an immense pleasure to introduce somebody who has given us the honor to be the Vice Chancellor of ISU. Dr. Ehrenfreund is a well-known astrobiologist. She got a doctorate in biology, I believe in cosmic dust. Is that correct? Yeah, I don't remember. Well, it's probably dust on it now anyway. So. And then got herself a reputation in the astrobiology, but afterwards she was more and more going over into space policy making, roadmaps, and was for many years also at George Washington University, where she was also teaching space policy. Then she made a step into a research organization in Austria, and I believe now since 1 year, we talked about it yesterday, since 1 year, she's heading one of the biggest agencies in the world in space, DLR, so the German Space Agency, where she is managing not less than 8,000 people. And I believe with that, she's certainly the most prominent woman in the space sector from a agency point of view. Now yesterday when we were talking, one thing which was completely unscheduled is that Pascal Ehrenfreund personally said she was very interested in memorabilia that have been in space. That was something I discovered yesterday evening, and something was prepared. I have not said something, but to welcome her as our new Vice Chancellor, I would like, with the support of Lockheed Martin, I would like to give you something as a little present. Here is a flag of ISU, which we're going to give it here. This is the same flag than the one you saw. It has smaller. It's portable. It's portable. The one, and that flag I hope finds a place for you in your office in DLR. The flag has flown on board of Orion.
Oh, yeah.
So this flag does not in space.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and especially Professor Peters and also Professor Welsh, Mrs. Trautmann, Mr. Price, and all distinguished guests and ISU faculty, and of course the graduating class and friends of ISU. I thank you first very much that I am now more or less starting this new function as the Vice Chancellor of ISU. I have been more than 25 years in academia and have graduated many students in different fields, and I feel very strongly connected to talent and to bringing further a new generation, and in particular in space. I thank you very much again for selecting me and being able to, accompany part of your way, and also today congratulating the graduating class 2016. So I have some slides. Yeah, they are here. I have to make these kind of signs, in order to move them. But I think they fly in, yeah. So you have learned a lot in this year for the graduating class, and the new ones which are incoming, you have that in front of you. And space is something which is really fascinating. I have seen also that ISU alumni all over the world, drive also the spirit and the development of new space, and also the young professionals and the space generation. This community of young people, they really make a big difference in the development of space as such, and you are a very important ingredient to that. So you have learned a lot of different subjects. You have mentioned that. You have thanked your advisors in a very wonderful way. And this is your really big step in your personal career. And I want just to tell you a little bit. I have, actually, I do remember, okay, yeah, this was the students. That's true, I remember now, I graduated in molecular biology. Then I made a PhD in astrophysics, and that was cosmic dust, that's true. And I made a habilitation also in astrochemistry, and then I moved, when the field came along in 1996, into the field of astrobiology. But I went to the back, into school in 2007, and I made another master, like you. I was already a little older, but it was an incredible enrichment. I went back and made a master in management and leadership, and also specialized on international relation. And then I moved to the United States. So you see also the three important words which you have is international, interdisciplinary, intercultural, what you learn here at ISU. I think I can find it myself, or you can find it in my curriculum vitae. I started out in academia as a researcher, and I just show you some really nice pictures where I was scrabbling in the dust. And I have been long in academia, but I have always worked in a big boards where next decisions are taken, and then I moved on also to space policy and to science policy, and now I'm very proud of leading a wonderful organization, the German Aerospace Center. So in my next picture, I just want to show you a little bit the steps of such a career, which you have probably the young people in front of you. And space is just really fascinating. And I have started out in studying in infrared astronomy in the interstellar medium. And I moved then back into the solar system, looking for organic molecules, looking for life on Mars, and that's very challenging. So you have to work in the lab, long hours, and some of you certainly do that. And I have been also very often in deserts and analog regions and in habitats, like you probably also have learned during your studies. And I have worked for many experiments on the International Space Station. My last came back for 2 months ago. And I'm not allowed to say that, because theoretically I'm not allowed anymore to do research. And I've worked on satellites. I was a project scientist for satellites at NASA. And most of all, I think that recent space missions like Rosetta, I had the pleasure to work with for 20 years, and also ExoMars, which will is actually first part is on its way, and 2020 we will hopefully have the lander and rover. These are just space missions which inspire us for the future. My subject is, of course, very I would say inspiring. It is looking for life on another planet, on another moon, or in the outer solar system. And it is not only that it is fascinating for us, it is also actually fascinating for the entire society. So I want to tell you very short, briefly about DLR, the organization I'm heading now. DLR is one of the largest research organizations in Europe. It is not only a research center, it is also at the same time the German Space Agency, or Space Administration as we call it, and we also host a project management agency in that we are covering the fields of aeronautics, space, transportation, energy, and security. And we are about 8,000 people all over Germany. You can see that in the different, we have 33 institutes on 16 sites, and we are growing. still. We have 3 field stations in very cold and 1 luckily in the warmer regions in Almeria in Spain. This is all a solar power plant. And in the Antarctica and Inuvik we have tracking stations, satellite tracking stations. And we are also all over the world. We have liaison offices in Berlin, Paris, Tokyo, and Brussels and Washington, D.C. And we have fantastic facilities, and these are only just a snapshot over all our different research disciplines, but we operate about nearly 190 large-scale research facilities which we have distributed all over Germany, and we are working together with universities and also with industry in order to perform high-tech research. And something what is, I think, also important for your generation is we have this different research discipline, transportation. We work on cars, we work on trains, we work on planes. There are a lot of synergies nowadays, interdisciplinary research, which is also one of your important criteria here in these studies, is something which is really important. It was difficult in the past. It is getting much more open. You have to overcome barriers in order to work together across disciplines. But it is the only way how we will be able really to manage and to provide solutions for the global challenges in the future, when young people like you from many different disciplines sit together on a table and try to find a solution. This is our only way to cope with the future. And we try over our many different research disciplines, we try to foster those synergies right now, and also in a new strategy, be it future fuels, be it trying to understand, rotor blades and transform the knowledge into wind power stations. Many of those topics we try really to foster in the future. And we have a lot of international contacts, and the top 5 of our collaborations are France, United States and Russia, of course, but also Japan and the Netherlands. And we cooperate with more than, I think, 400 organizations with 60 countries all over the world. And we are always very welcomed. I realized that when I travel, I also studied, international relations, and when I come abroad, we are really welcomed very well. And this is just this international connections in space is really something which is driving the future. And I want just to mention, we are working on so many research disciplines that I cannot really go into any detail, but many of those which you also know have been really important or will be important in the future. I want just to mention the Rosetta mission. Not everything worked out perfectly, but it was an incredible hit. Even that the second batteries on the Philae lander could not be activated. In these first 60 hours, all instruments on the lander could measure and have been published. Additionally, we have found Philae now, as you have seen 2 days ago, and there will be a controlled impact of the Rosetta orbiter at the end of September. So a really fantastic mission, and the data, in particular from the orbiter, will keep generations of young scientists busy. Germany is one of the pioneers in human space flight, and we have some examples here. Also, Mr. Ewald here as an astronaut, 11 astronauts and counting. And as you know, that in 2018, Alexander Gerst will fly for the second time from May to November, and the last 3 months he will be for the first time the commander, first-time German commander on the International Space Station. Sophia, a very strong cooperation, particular between Germany and NASA and the United States. The flying plane, which really provided a fantastic eye into star forming region and interstellar medium and many other subjects. And one of the missions which is really important in a French-German cooperation, Merlin, which I think will be signed next week in the presence of Secretaries of State, we're looking for methane in the atmosphere and to look for climate change. So a topic which is, I think, very important to promote and also to develop is how we can use space for Earth, yeah? And it is important for politics, and it is important for our future that climate change, environment, resources, hazards, megacities, we can all provide enormous information from satellite observations. Also in catastrophic environments, and DLR is very strongly involved in many of those programs. We work together with the World Food Programme and the UN framework. And here space provides a very important contribution to some of those issues of the Sustainability Agenda 2030, and in particular also for the COP21 agreement on climate change. Here in particular we have a very important strategic direction in DLR to contribute with all our research disciplines to some of those agreements. And we are also very active in catastrophe research and maritime security. We contribute to the International Charter of Space and Major Disasters, and Germany is one of the pioneers in radar technology, and our satellites have delivered incredible results, which you can see here, 3-dimension elevation models, which are now thought of all over the world. And so Earth observation is one of the key areas which we also work at DLR, but in whole Germany, in order to provide for a better world. You all know that this year we will have the ESA Ministerial Conference. This is still a picture from 2014, and the ministers, of course, partly change. And there are very important questions which will be answered or decided this year. There will be the question of the prolongation of the International Space Station. There will be the access to space and the new rocket of Europe, Ariane 6, and many different subjects. And it is a very hectic time right now, where we in Europe try also to cope with the future, and also try to cope with the future developments all over the world. And my last slide is actually something for you, and I don't know why it's flickering, but it probably gets your attention. Yeah, new space economy. Professor Peters has already mentioned that is booming. I have been 8 years in the United States when the space entrepreneurs actually started to be supported and started to grow. And I do not think that the same evolution or development can really happen in Europe the same way, because we have a different culture in Europe. But it is really important that we try and make efforts, and that every country is actually trying to find solutions for commercial space. And Germany as well as France have just published studies which were commissioned by the government for new space in Europe. And I think we will develop, not in the same way as in the US, but we will be, I think, successful. And for this we need a new generation like you. There are new space services, there are commercial developments in many different areas, cargo, crew transportation, robotic, missions and services, new business models. You talked about that you had to make business models. This is what we need in order to build up a commercial space, a new space, and space in Europe. And please don't go all back to the United States, or don't go all. Please stay also here. Come to DLR and come to many of the companies here in Europe. We really need you, because you have a fantastic knowledge acquired in this year. And in that sense, I want really to wish you all the best, the graduating class 2016, and all which have helped to achieve that. I think you should be very proud of yourself. We are proud of yourself, and we wish you enormous success. And I think if we can help you for the future, there are all people, a lot of people here to network. And good luck for your future.
Thank you so much, Professor Ehrenfreud. As next time, part of the program, we would like to know a little bit better the new incoming class. Just for the number crunchers, I think we have something like 40-ish people here at the moment, because the people who did the space studies program in the summer in Haifa, they don't do the first part of the program. They got a waiver if they have a very good result. So there will be another 5-6 joining end of October. I'm going to pass on to the program director, Professor Welsh, to call up and we're very curious to hear about the new class MSS17. Professor Welsh?
Well, thank you, Professor Peters. Before I call on the class of MSS17, I would just like once again to thank the faculty and all the staff at ISU. My lines have rather been stolen by John and Lei, who did a much better job. They had slides and pictures of all the faculty and the staff as well. But I will note that in the same way that we have international students, we have a very international staff here at ISU. Contributing to this year, we have faculty and staff from France, Belgium, the UK, Greece, Australia, Ireland, Finland, the USA, Germany, Serbia, Russia, and China. I'm not going to name names, but I am going to ask all the faculty and all the staff to stand up who are here, so that everybody knows who they are and we can give them a particular round of applause. So, ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding. So now, MSS17. During the course of the year, you'll have the opportunity to practice and to hone your presentation skills. You'll learn the importance of what is called an elevator pitch as well. So now you have to come down here one at a time, and you have 30 seconds to tell us who you are, where you're from, why you're here, what you hope to get out of ISU. So please come down. There's no particular order, just line down and sort of come down here and use this microphone. Go, 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 MSS17.
No problem. I'm Meredith Campbell, and I'm first. So, I'm a mechanical engineer with a passion for rocketry. I'm from the United States, New Hampshire to be specific, and I came here because I want to round off my education. I don't want to improve as an engineer. I'm already a fantastic engineer. I just want to round off my knowledge base so that I can be a more effective employee in the space sector. So, thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Hernan Barrios Shang. I am a Mexican-Spanish student. I studied physics in the Autonomous University of Mexico. I came here to ISU in particular to broaden my vision, and because I think that to understand something better you must look at it at different perspectives. So my objective is to become a better scientist in all. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Mary Disler. I'm from the United States. I just finished off my undergrad in aerospace engineering. I'm here because I love traveling internationally. I love other cultures and learning about them, and there's no better way than to meet people from around the world. And I'm doing this in hopes of finally becoming a liaison to some other country representing the United States. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Nick Yi and I'm from Canada. I just graduated in physics and I've had a great opportunity to work in human performance and cardiovascular system and bone systems in Canada. I'm here because I want to meet great people interested in gaining a multifaceted education in space industry, and also to meet leaders in academia, policy, and the industry so that can help me advance myself so I can contribute to the future of space in space medicine and academic research.
Hello, I'm Alyssa Frayling and I come from the UK and Canada but living in Belgium. I have a background academically in computer science and professionally in European policy, and I'm here hopefully to kick off an interesting career path and build a network amongst you all here and in the industry.
Hello, my name is Kevin Barrière. I'm from France. I just graduated as an engineer in Central Lyon in France. And I'm here because I want to learn more about space domain and in the future to apply my previous knowledge in these activities. And because I enjoy also to be in an international environment. So thank you.
Good morning. I'm Melissa. I'm from India. I just graduated in aerospace engineering, and I've come to ISU because ISU, I think, is the best global enterprise in the space sector, and I think that it will really help me own skills and develop professionally and help me propel myself into the aerospace sector on a global scale. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Christopher Gorham. I'm from Watford, Hertfordshire in England. My original degree is mechanical engineering, and I have an MBA as well. I'm afraid I'm a bit of a dinosaur. I spent the last quarter of a century running around various telcos, ex-Cable and Wireless, ex-Saudi Telecom for the last 11 years in Saudi Arabia. I've come here to really get involved with some financial modelling, ideally, of future space missions. So that's where I am. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Gloria Volkhonsky. I'm Russian-Israeli and now also French recently. I'm a molecular biologist. I have a PhD. I worked in research. I'm here because space is the final frontier, and I want to do the research that will allow us to reach this goal and boldly go where no one has gone before.
Hello, my name is Hatem Hussein. I'm an Iraqi architect, but I'm coming from Dubai, where I spent all my life there. And I'm coming from architecture background, but still I always have the passion for architecture and space. And I thought like there is a special job called space architect, which I would love to do in the future. And I came here to enhance my skills and expand my knowledge in the space field, and get to know all these awesome people that share the same dreams. Like for the last few days, I get to know my my colleagues, and it seems everyone is so excited about space, and we motivate each other and enhance each other in a way. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Marco. I'm from Montreal, but I was born in France. I'm a dual citizen. I did engineering, and having done a bit of physics before, I was looking for the most challenging field with the coolest materials and the toughest constraints, and for me that's space, and so that's why I'm here.
Hi everybody, it's very nice to meet you all this morning. My name is Theo, I come from France, from Normandy. I've been studying engineering in this wonderful city for 5 years now, in mechatronics. Like most of you, I guess, I hope, I've been amazed by the aerospace since my early age, and I really want to bring my contribution in this sector for my professional life. That's one of the reasons why I'm here. So yeah, I'm very excited to start working with you guys, and I hope we're gonna do something great together.
Hello everybody, I'm Nicholas from Montreal, Canada. I graduated as a mechanical engineer, specialized in aeronautics, and I've been working for a year and a half in Bombardier Aerospace on the new C-Series commercial aircraft. And after a year and a half there, I was looking for a change and a new exciting learning experience. So I figured out what's better than space, and that's why I'm here. Looking forward to meeting you all.
Good morning, my name is Bethany and I'm from the province of Newfoundland and Labrador in Canada. I just graduated with my Bachelor of Science, and I came to ISU to surround myself with like-minded individuals who share my passion for space, and to develop the relationships and networks that can support my eventual goal of spaceflight. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jenna Tawana, and I'm from the UK. It's hard to say something which hasn't been said already. But I recently finished my Master's in Aerospace Engineering. I came here to get a more holistic picture of the industry, and I've hoped to, and I think I already have, met some amazing individuals both here and in the industry. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Fatih Özkan from Turkey. I'm a senior software engineer. I've been working for 8 years, and I'm here to satiate my rising passion of space and space exploration. I'm hoping to equip myself with the skills and knowledge in space sector, and I'm planning to merge them together and participate in the research and development projects, thus expanding the frontier of space exploration. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, I'm Luca, I'm from Italy. I earned a master degree in space engineering. I am happy to know that I'm not the eldest one of the class. And I worked in the frame of space propulsion. I also had a small experience in microgravity with participating to ESA parabolic flight campaign. And I chosen to join to your family, to the family of ISU, because I always thought that I needed an international experience, and I think that working and studying here in multicultural environmental could be useful to increase my knowledge and my experience in space field. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Anders Cavallini, and I'm from San Diego, California. And I'm a mechanical engineer for 7 years, and mainly been in the medical device field, and I've always been interested in space and mainly rocket propulsion. And the reason I came here is because I want to advance my knowledge in rocket propulsion, specifically new new ways of getting up there instead of just the classics. But I'm excited to meet all of you, and I look forward to meeting everybody. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Robert Gavagis. I have the privilege of being one of the younger students of MSS17. I've been here for nearly a week learning the lovely French language, and we've had great fun so far together. It says who you are. Well, I've given you some answers, but I'm still trying to find who I am. And maybe this course will help me. But I'm a mechanical engineer by training. I've also started up 2 businesses. One failed miserably, but the second one actually fed me and my family. So I'm very positive about that. My objective is to survive this year, make a lot of friends, but more importantly, really get to know what's happening in the space industry, which will become part of my own personal development as well as career. That's me. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Joost. I'm from the Netherlands. I actually have a background in economics and business economics, and for the last 2.5 years, I had a business in music algorithm softwares. Why am I here? Mainly because I love space. I think it's the most interesting field, and also coming from my economics background, I think space has the potential to, in the next 30 to 40 years, be one of the single biggest growth factors of economic growth in the world, and not only in Europe. So I just look forward to learning as much as I can and bringing the future closer. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Li Bin from China. When I was a young boy, I thought maybe I would become an astronaut when I grew up. But today I'm an engineer, and the dream is still here. So I come here to begin the program. I thought after the program I will learn more about the space and the universe. I believe I will have a nice year in ISU. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm glad to meet you here. I'm Shixiong Liu, come from China. I think it's hard to pronounce to West friend, so you can call me Bear, because the pronunciation of Xiong is same as bear in Chinese. My major is the integration and application of GPS, geographic information system, and remote sensing. I think the study of here will expand my knowledge and become the best experience in my life. So I will do my best. I'll be your friend. Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name's Alex Harding. I'm also from the UK. I've recently just graduated studying a master's in physics with astronomy. I did a research project last year in America, which was really good, but I've decided as much as I like physics, I wanted to move to space. And I'm really hoping here at the ISU that's where I can learn the skills to come into the sector. My long-term goal is I really want to work on sort of the future projects going to different worlds, like, you know, landing on Europa and all that such. And I'm really hoping, like here as well, be able to make the leap. Thank you.
Okay. Morning, everybody. My name is Pablo. I'm from Bolivia in Latin America, and I was quite surprised to see my flag over here. It's quite emotive. Like, I never had that chance, and it's pretty interesting. See, like, my flag over there is pretty emotive. I'm an electronic engineer, and in my professional career, I've been doing research in Switzerland. And then my country in China did a project in a communication satellite, and I was very happy to join that project. And well, after that also I got my connection with the ISU, and I think the space segment has a lot of future. and I hope to contribute the best I can to the development of the field. Thank you very much, everybody.
Hi everyone, my name is Josh Rosera. I'm from Canada. I'm a mechanical engineer by trade. My research was primarily in automotive hot forming, which is very not space oriented. And then after I was done my master's degree, I worked in an even more terrestrial field of custom printed hearing aids. And so that really wasn't where I wanted my career path to go, and I'd always been interested in space. And so I thought ISU would be an excellent opportunity for me to pivot and focus my energy where I've always wanted to be, and hopefully will take me in the direction of the career that I've always wanted to have. Thanks.
Hello everyone, I'm Ma Chengcheng. I come from Xi'an of China, which is famous for terracotta wares, which is one of its wonders of world. Now I'm an engineer of CESC. My major is microelectronic technology. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Zhang Wenjie. I'm from Beijing, China, and my job in China is related to space technology, and I think the MSS program can give me a comprehensive and systematic understanding of space technology. And I think 1 year studying ISU can broaden my view and let me be more competitive in my future jobs. And I feel so happy to meet you all today. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Xie Chentong. I'm from Beijing, China. It's my great pleasure to come to the International Space University to participate in this MSS program. I'm here because I think this is a real opportunity for me to expand my knowledge and make friends from different countries. I hope I can improve my English skills here and maybe learn some different languages and cultures. I think I will have a great time in the following year. That's all. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Prachi from India. I have done my bachelor's in aeronautical engineering, and I have always been interested in space, to work in space research, and I feel this is best platform to start with. Thank you.
Good morning everyone, my name is Yelixa Cabrera. I come from Caracas, Venezuela. I'm an electronic engineer. I'm very glad to be here and to have the opportunity to belong to this multicultural group of people, and I'm interested to learn as much as possible in the satellite technology and share with the people. The first thing that attract me to ISU is his leading a role in this area.
Hello everyone, my name is Yabo Ouyang. My job is to build a satellite, and I'm an engineer. My company sent me here to further study on space. I hope I will have a colorful life here, and we will become better friends. Thank you.
Mr. President, Mr. Professor Chris, everyone, good morning. I'm Zhang Haizhou from China. You can call me James Zhang, not James Bond. I have been working on this area, aerodynamic testing, for more than 15 years. And I come here just to take a short break from busy work. And plus, I can meet new people, looking for new ideas, new way of thinking. That's why I'm here. So I hope I can be your friend very soon. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Sergey Yoda. I'm from Russia. I'm at ISU to study in space industry, and because space activities consolidate all people around the world, and I hope that I'm going to work in space industry and develop satellite market. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm very excited to be here. My name is Arthur van Eekhout, and I'm from Belgium. However, I've only spent 4 years in Belgium, so I'm kind of international. I did economics for my bachelor's, and my dream is to connect the space industry with development economics so we can make our world a better place. Might be a little bit naive, but I'm very excited to working with everybody and soaking up all the knowledge like a sponge. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Xiao Chen. I was born and raised in Beijing, China, but we later moved to Canada. I live in the city of Toronto, which is really multicultural, and I really enjoyed living there. So I studied earth sciences and specialized in geology for my undergrad, but I also have a 2-year working experience in Japan in the education field. So this experience really motivated me to pursue my own education in Earth and Space Studies, and I'm also currently volunteering for the Canadian Space Society, which is a non-profit organization for marketing. So I am sure what I will learn here will also help me perform in this role. So I had a lot of fun studying French for a week with just some of you, and I'm sure I'll enjoy the rest of the year with everybody else. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Jason and I'm Canadian, I'd like to say that there's enough Canadians of us in this class that we've said A enough that even Alex, who's from Britain, has started to say it. So the intercultural exchange has already started to happen in our group. But my background is biochemistry, genetics, and then I did project management in the healthcare industry. So I recently had a renewed passion in physics and a new passion in space, and this university seemed like the perfect opportunity for me to take my project management skills into the space industry and hopefully help to build some of the stuff that we're going to do out in space. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Zhai Maochun and from China. You can call me Zhai instead of the complicated Chinese name. Last year my boss told me that you have an opportunity to go to the ISU for further education. Would you grasp it? I said, why not? I have never been abroad and I can finally escape my continuous works. I hope I can make a lot of international friends. I can improve my English and I can pass the exams very successfully this year. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jian Wang from China. You can call me Alexander. Yes, Alexander Wang. I work as a mechanical engineer in Beijing Institute of Satellite Environmental Engineering, which is affiliated to CASC. My expertise is dynamic ground test of spacecraft. And for me, space technology is just like a kaleidoscope. More familiar are you with it, more fun can you get from it. As a result, the MSS program of ISU is definitely a perfect option to me. By the way, I'm a marathon fan. From this sport, I realized that only by efforts can we make progress. Only by perseverance can we make success. I'm very looking forward to The following 1 year time of study and life in ISU Strasbourg. So, dear classmates of MSS17, let's enjoy this together. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm the last one. Yeah, I will save all of everybody's time. My name is Wang Yue, I came from China, and I think it's for me and for my colleagues it's a good opportunity to meet so many people from all over the world. And I think with 1 year study here, we can gain a lot. The knowledge and the international vision and the friendship. Thank you.
Vice-Chancellor, President, that concludes the presentation of the new MSS17 class. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much. Quite a lot of motivated people here in the MSS17 class. I'm quite happy. I must also say that I always have a bit of a worry when the new class presents itself, because I got a traumatic experience a few years ago when we asked one of the students to come here to say who he was. He said his name. I said, "Why are you here?" "Because my boss told me so." That was, of course, that was, of course, not exactly what we expect, but we're glad to have a class like you here in the moment, which are really motivated, and I really feel that you have made a very, very decisive choice of being here. So, all welcome. Now, as a private university, we cannot survive, to be very honest, without the support of a number of agencies like DLR, which was presented, and also from industry. And yesterday you already met him. We have a representative of one of our main sponsors here from Lockheed Martin, who has kindly gave us the flag. We introduced him yesterday. Larry Price is, I understood from the beginning onwards, been involved in Orion, has really been the whole way throughout this project. And he is here today as I said, as a representative of Lockheed Martin. I would be very interested also to hear your other part of the story about the relation between ISU and the space industry. So, Larry, please.
Thank you very much. Okay, I like going near the end, but then I have to modify what I'm going to say for all the brilliant things that were said before me. I think I'm just going to go home and cry. I've had the fortune to be in this business for quite a while. I won't say how long, but it is really impressive at what we can't call you young. Our legal department doesn't allow that. That's discrimination. You are the early career entrants. It's always very impressive to see hear why you want to do this. All I can say is do it. Follow your dreams, take your chances, fall down, get yourself up, and go forward. I've had the opportunity to be at large events. They do a huge event, the National Space Club in Washington. They call it the Prom, with a couple thousand space representatives. And I was telling Chris earlier that what they've done is they used to have professional speakers that were either very good or horrible. And then they went to an event of taking high school students in the United States, around the world, and college students, and each of them would speak for about 15 minutes. And it was just inspiring what you all are thinking and doing. And all I want to say is the future is yours. What ISU is teaching you to do, for you coming in 17, and I hear from all of you in 16, you've got it. Go out there, carry that forward. I don't think space is any stronger than it is today in every area, whether it's remote Earth sensing, weather prediction, predicting hurricanes and big storms to save lives, to telecommunications in areas where we really make money. I like the idea that a lot of you are interested in the economics. A lot of you are interested in the pure science and the research. It takes all of that to build these marvelous machines. I didn't hear a lot about human exploration, so I'll try to work on that a little bit with all of you. but it's really fascinating what we'll be able to do by exploring not only remotely the edges of the universe, but where we can reach with our astronauts. ISU has trained you well. Use that information well, and the networking, I've heard that a lot too, is tremendous. Be proud of what you've accomplished. I think take a chance to look back occasionally. There's not that much has been done in space in 50 years, or even aviation in 100. You are really at a point where you can make a difference. So think about it occasionally and reflect on what you have been able to accomplish, not just what you've read about people accomplishing. Because very shortly you will be the ones that are writing the textbooks. You are the age group that will be walking on Mars. It's an awesome responsibility. Enjoy it, and most importantly, inspire the youth around you. It's easy to do. People just are in awe over what we do. Just talk to them, and they will be excited about it, and they'll follow in your footsteps, and it's very, very satisfying. I hope to see you all often. You scare me because you're better than I am, but I'll watch and try to help you do better and contribute to the world. It is very inspirational. Mes amis, fuselagiste.
Many thanks, Larry, for this view from the space industry, from one of the major space companies in the space business. Now we are, I think I can speak for everybody here in the room. We are very pleased to be here in Strasbourg, but we would not have been in Strasbourg, and I'm relatively sure about, if it was not thanks to Madame Trautmann. Let me a little bit give you the background. Madame Trautmann started as a scientist, but in a completely different field. May I call it in ancient languages, just to group it, Slavic, Coptic. But then very early in her career got involved in more the political side of life, and wanted to give something to society, I assume, if I look at your background. She went up into the political life and was a number of times minister in the several French governments, with emphasis on culture and communication. I think, if I may group it like that. I know you also did a few other things, but you did so many things in your life. I have to make it synoptic. Now again, representing here, if I may call it also again, the local government, which is called Eurometropole. She's again very instrumental in providing us another 15 years extension here in Strasbourg, and help us to build what I said before, this new ISU 4.0, or whatever you want to call it, for the next 15 years with a completely new emphasis. So again, also thanks to Lockheed Martin, I would like to here, besides welcoming her, I would also like to officially thank Madame Trautmann for all the support, and I found no better way to do that than to give her also this nice flag that has been displayed, Madame Trautmann.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to Walter Peters, the President, and I want to say a special message also to the Vice Chancellor of this university, and I will present me as if I was a student instead of a dinosaurs. So I am Catherine Trautmann, Vice President of the Urban Community, and I was mayor just from several weeks when we welcomed the summer session of ISU in Strasbourg in '89. You see the distance. And I was very fond of the project of these three students from Houston, wanted to have a place in which more than just in summer campuses, they could be in constant and sufficient formation together to give this special spirit of ISU. And you said it's a journey. Yes, it was a journey. because I was sure that these three ingredients, international flavor and experience, the passion for space, and also these intercultural capacities to meet other people was really, in conformity with this special city in which the peace between countries which were in war, for centuries, but also in which this idea of a special cooperation could take sort of corpus, concrete corpus, and especially in the two assemblies in which politicians are meeting and discussing. That is the Council of Europe with an assembly of representatives of national parliaments, but also the European Parliament, which is the only one in the world in which we work between 28 countries in the obligation to put the interest of your national vision just beside and working to find new policies together. And this is what you are doing in ISU. And these ingredients are really those who are necessary for innovation, multidisciplinarity, international vision, and also the will to go beyond the limits of science and possibilities in technologies in the moment. In my experience, I was very fond of working on telcos, on digital questions, on spectrum, and that's why I met in my parliamentarian life in the European Parliament also challenges about space. Space is really, the one subject which is with facial aspects. So you can go to robotics, you can go or have an experience in fundamental research, but also in new technologies like I said digital or optic specialities. So it's very important also to see that the human sciences are math and economics especially. So at this time, if I can say, when these students gave me a sort of placard with to say thank you, it was not a flag, dear Mr. Peters, it was a sort of drawing, and the students, these three students, gave me the idea of a rocket as a second tower of the cathedral. As you know, Strasbourg is very well known with one tower. This was an architectural problem because, the weight of one side of this very important building was too heavy instead of the other side of this cathedral. But like you, and it was this symbolic, vision, you take your passion for space as a professional challenge, and this is very important because when you are coming here, it is of course for your progress, for your knowledge, for your new competences, but it's also because, and you said it, and I was so glad to listen that this was the same spirit from the beginning, to learn from your colleagues, to learn from marvelous professors who are always very generous when they want to give courses in Strasbourg and lead research, as do Mr. Jean-Jacques Favier now, and with new cooperation as this project we support in the research on methanization in space. So it's very important for a city and for an urban community, international like we are, to welcome you in a special way, and to say that we want to continue to be partners as we were at the beginning. And I listened to the nationality of several students, and I was glad to see many Canadian and many Chinese, because the challenge, we were in competition, was between candidature in American era, it was Toronto, and in the Asiatic era, this was Kita Kyushu. And for me, as I said, as mayor at this time, it was a responsibility to welcome all the students of these countries in which there was this hope to welcome ISU. And I can say that it's a chance and a honor for us, because the high level of the master is a reference which is internationally recognized. So you can be sure that, as I could say, because I saw some alumni coming when it was this manifestation for the anniversary of ISU, and I could meet the ancient students, past students, and they were so glad to come back in Strasbourg and to meet each other in this big sense of humor. This is a special, speciality in the DNA of ISU. Always not only happy faces, as the president said, but making a sort of experience which is also a very glad one, because people are glad to meet and to learn from each other. So when we had to discuss with our state authorities in the different countries to explain that these new issues had to be interdisciplinary, had to be also based on different types of experiences, professional itineraries. This was very difficult, I could say it. Because, our interlocutors, they said, but, how can you show that this will be of a high level, standard? This was a challenge. How can you prove that this will be sufficiently oriented to research? This was also a challenge. How do you say that this can be not too heavy, in a financial support? So we knew when we took the decision to be partners of ISU that this was also a sort of evolutive project, like a journey, you said it, and we had to be flexible. So I'm very glad that we finished our discussion to have a new period of 15 years with this strong engagement, not only on the financial level, but also, welcoming you in Strasbourg, because this park, this innovation park, is a place also with new challenges. It was, and it is still now, a very biotech park, with the University for Pharmaceutics and Medicines. We have also the CERTIT, which is an institution which works with some friends in Germany for the images from satellites, and it was from years, so they are of very high level, and so on. So we have now a selection. We are a part of the team of the French Tech initiative, and we have, this recognition of our ecosystem in medtech, medical technologies, but also in industry of the future. And we will continue to have also, this recognition in mobilities, because in Strasbourg you can see and use the tramway, use bicyclists. You can also see that we are very fond of transport and new way to live in urban area. This is, a sort of big issue for us, and we share it with young people and students, not only young students, but all the students, because being well installed for studies is a very big issue. So you know that I can ask Michel Aibel, he is present here to stand up. Michel. He was present in '89. Michel is in our administration the one who is in responsibility of university research and the life of students. So if you have problems, but not too many, please, you can ask Michel and me if you want. So I just finished to say to you that when the Prime Minister came last week to visit ISU, it was a very big impression. And for us, it was very important that the Prime Minister, French Prime Minister, could come, because, it's always a discussion, and there is the discussion about Ariane 6. to continue to put space as a priority. I was present in US when there were some decisions to close some activities in space research and development. So it was very difficult for the people I met in NASA to say what difficulty it was for them. And I understood this very well. So I'm always a militant for them to maintain the high level of support, as it was said, and I'm very lucky to listen to you, Mrs. Ellen Freud, because you are a very good, communicator to present all the arguments to support in public policies the research and the developments, economical, industrial, in space. So I'm sure of it. You have made the good choice when we decided to come in ISU, and I hope you will be as glad than you are in the beginning of your course. And I wish you all the best and the success you hope for, and many more friends, good experience, and also don't forget we are a place with good food, good wine, and sometimes also good climate. So be and find fun to be in Strasbourg. Thank you.
So, dear MSS16, you're the main actors today. Even you evolved as being the main entertainers today, which we didn't expect. This is your last days here in ISU. The only thing we could give you is a toolbox with a lot of knowledge and a lot of instruments. Now it's up to you how you're going to use that toolbox. And in a few months we're going to ask you where you are, what you did, because we are interested. It's not that you're going out here and that we're not interested in you anymore. We love to stay in touch with you. So tell us in a few months where you are. That's absolutely something we'd like to know. Use the toolbox that the professors gave you. Either it is in an agency or in a major space organization or in an entrepreneurial area. Use it now. That's all we can give you. You have to make the tool now. We can only give you all the elements. MSS17, you are a very, very interesting group, a very versatile, interesting group with a lot of experience, I must say, when I heard you talking. So I think an amazing challenge for Professor Welsh to next year. The word networking has been used a few times, and that's very important in the space sector, because the whole space sector is not as big, and it all depends on knowing people. It's only a relatively small community. So also my main lesson, do not upset anybody, because you never know where you see him back afterwards. So use the networking opportunity. Also use it already today with your friends from MSS16. Also with other people. We have representatives and top representatives from agencies, from the local government, from industry. I also see alumni, which I thank so much coming here. Alain Wagner from Airbus industry. Gongling Sun from CAST, from the representing the Chinese industry. And not exactly represented, but we're absolutely also happy to have Dr. Ewald here from DLR, so you can cover all the aspects. So with that, I would like to formally close this session. So this morning session is now formally closed. I would like to add that on the other hand, the bar is opened. It is opened with a little hiatus in between, because as you heard before, a number of you got some prizes, and we didn't want to do it during the ceremony, but Professor Welsh will guide you, and we will give you some prizes in the hall, and then the bar is really opened. Okay, thank you very much for being here.